Hey, what's going on, people? Hope you guys are doing good. Today, we're back on the streets. We're in LA this time, West Hollywood, beautiful scenery, and we're gonna be going over several more camera tips and tricks for the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now, if you missed my first video where I covered all the Samsung AI camera tips, that video can be found in the description of this one. With that being said, let's do this. So right now we all know that like retro style cameras are really popular. People are really digging that vintage look when it comes to photographs, and you can do that with the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I mean, just take a look at these photos right here. You can see I'm using things like a Kodak Portra, some Fujifilm simulations and things like that, and they all look great. Let me show you how you can get that exact same look on your S24 Ultra. So if you go into the camera app and then in the top right, tap on the three little squares or the two little squares, and then tap the plus symbol, you can see you can create your own filter based upon a photograph. You can see right here in my gallery, I have Classic Chrome, Kodak Portra 400, Kodak Portra 400 V2, and then Kodachrome, which is a very popular preset. So how I got these was from a website called Fuji X Weekly, and these are the top 25 popular film simulations. I'll link this down below, but what I really like about this website is if you scroll down and check out the film simulations right here, they have the text right already on the photo. And this is really useful. Let me show you why. First off, let's go ahead and pick out a new film simulation and show you how to do this. We'll do Kodak Portra 400. So I'm gonna take a screenshot, just like so. And then I'm going to tap on the little box with a pencil, and then that's going to crop it. And then I can tap on the blue circle right here, and it's only gonna crop that photo. We'll go ahead and save that to my gallery. Now I'm gonna go back into the camera app and tap on the picture where it says Kodak or Kodak Portra 400. And then typically you can tap on the pencil icon and then rename the filter, but you're limited to like 9 characters only, so you're not going to be able to type in the full, full name of the filter. So instead, I have it right here from the website where it says Kodak Portra 400. Tap Create, and then there it is. Now I can drag that to the very front where all my filters are at, and I can quickly access it whenever I want to. So say I want to use that filter, go ahead and go back, and then boom. Now, as cool as this is, there are a couple things that you need to be aware of just in case you feel like changing the resolution of your photos or anything like that. So let me show you that real quick. So let's say you want to take a picture using one of your preset filters that you installed, but you want to take it in 50 megapixels. You can see it immediately kicks you out of that filter and it's no longer compatible. Here's a quick workaround. Go ahead and take your picture in your whatever resolution you want, 200 megapixels or 50 megapixels, then pull up the photo, go into the stock Samsung editor, then go under the filter selection down here on the bottom with the 3 little circles, and you'll see your preset filters right there. And you can just pick the one that you want, and you'll get the results that hopefully you're looking for. The only downside to this is you can't really preview it while you're taking the photo, but nonetheless, you can scroll through and select the one that you want, and you can even dial in the amount the filter is being applied. So Apple has a feature called Center Stage, and what it does is it uses the camera on whatever device you're using to crop in and kind of track you, almost like a gimbal. It works really good. But Samsung has this exact same feature, and they've had it now for a while. It's called auto framing. Again, it's not new, but what is new is now you can use auto framing in 4K. Enabling auto framing is really easy. All you have to do is go into the camera app, make sure you're under the video mode, and then tap on this little circle with like a square and then a solid circle in the middle. And that's it. Up at the top, if you tap on your resolution and frame rate, you can choose either full HD, or my personal choice is UHD because you're gonna get a more sharper image, especially after all of that cropping. So right now I have Dennis holding my Galaxy S24 Ultra. He's gonna go ahead and enable auto framing. He's acting like my tripod, and it should be tracking me right about now. Now he's gonna go ahead and start recording. And if I move to the side, it should punch in a little bit and track me, keeping me in frame, basically center frame, just like Apple does. And if I walk back, it will zoom in on me. And if I walk forward, it will get a little bit wider. So it's basically acting like a gimbal, giving me the freedom to move around just a little bit in order to, I don't know, express myself or show different things. If I was doing something like cooking, I could move around my kitchen a little bit while doing a video. So one really cool thing about auto framing that Center Stage can't do is it can track objects, not just people. So I'm gonna go ahead and enable auto framing, And then I'm going to tap on the camera here and then have Dennis move around the camera. And you can see it is now tracking the camera pretty well. I mean, that's pretty incredible. It's zooming in, zooming out, going up and down, and the image looks really good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tap record, and this is what that image looks like coming straight out of the Galaxy S24 Ultra. And it almost looks like it's replicating a gimbal of some sort. I mean, to me, that's pretty impressive. So the reason why we're in LA is because we're here for a GM event. Super stoked about this. My first big partnership with like an automotive company. Really excited about it. But the hotel that they have us staying at is like perfectly located to some of the most iconic things. And one of those happens to be like a Kobe Bryant mural. So let's get a quick shot of that using a feature that I didn't even know about myself. And that's that you can take 200 megapixel photos with the 50 megapixel telephoto. Did you know that? So if you want to take 200 megapixel photos using the 5x telephoto on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, you have to download Camera Assistant, which is actually a good lock module. If you don't know how to do that, make sure to check out one of my previous videos where I dive into detail about good lock and all of the special features that it offers and stuff like that. But once downloaded, you're going to go into the camera app, you're going to go into the settings, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to go under Camera Assistant. Then you're going to scroll down, tap on high resolution settings, and make sure upscale digital zoom is toggled on. Once that is toggled on, you'll be able to go back into the camera interface, go under photo, and select 200 megapixel with the 5x, and it will actually give you a 200 megapixel shot using the 5x telephoto. The biggest difference is when you actually zoom in like 10 times using digital zoom and then take a 200 megapixel shot. Look at the difference between the 50 and the 200. There's definitely more detail in that 200 megapixel photo. Yeah, about to go into Kith and get some Kith treats. See, Kith has like some famous ice cream that I have been dying to check out. A lot of people rave about it and I can't wait to try this. And I'm gonna show you how you can use the brand new 5x telephoto on the S24 Ultra to capture high resolution 8K video. And what is this? Oh, it's on delivery. We need to move. Oh, oops. My bad. Carry on. Juliet is on delivery. Oh my God. It's going downhill. Wait a minute. It's confused. Wait a minute. Is this what Elon Musk meant when he said fully autonomous? Oh, it's gonna get a wreck. So this is actually internal audio in 8K using the standard lens on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, but man, how cool is the Kith store in LA? Like, we're in a parking garage right now, and then bam, there's Kith. Like, that's like, I don't know, it just has that urban feel. So since I feel like a bloated whale, I feel like this is a great opportunity to talk to you about the RAW coming off the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I really think that people take this for granted. The RAW photos coming off of this phone are very, very good, especially if you enable lossless RAW, which is the best RAW that you can get from the Galaxy S24 Ultra, especially since Lightroom now has a Samsung Expert RAW profile that you can just easily select, and you can manipulate the colors and the exposures beautifully. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna go into the camera app, go under More, and then go under Expert RAW. You have to use Expert RAW if you wanna gain the benefits that I'm about to tell you. Go into settings and make sure lossless RAW is toggled on. This is going to consume more space on your phone, but you can easily offload those files later on, or you can use a USB-C thumb drive whenever you want to. But this is going to give you the most data to manipulate whenever you're editing your photos. So unfortunately, my time has come to an end in Hollywood and I had to come back home. So right now I'm in Orlando. I have a few more things to talk about when it comes to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. So let's do that now. So did you know that you can now use the Samsung camera app, like the native app, to to capture anamorphic footage, or if you want to use a real cinema lens, you could do that with the native app. Let me show you. In order to use an anamorphic adapter, or if you want to use real cinema lenses, you're going to need to download the Camera Assistant app, just like a previous tip that I covered. Now, once you download Camera Assistant, go into the camera settings, scroll all the way to the bottom, tap on Camera Assistant, scroll to the bottom of that, then tap on anamorphic lens correction and select the proper anamorphic adapter you're using. So if you're using a 1.33 times or a 1.55 times, select that. And then from here, go into Pro mode, and it's automatically going to de-squeeze your footage using the native app, which is great because typically in the past, you would have to download a third-party app, and then you may not get the same exact image processing that you get with the camera, with the native camera app, or you may not be able to get all the resolutions and frame rates. Now, there are some limitations. It says here that you cannot shoot in 8K, HDR10 Plus, or 120 frames per second. Now, if you want to use cinema lenses, you're going to go into the Camera Assistant app as well, go to the very bottom. Instead of tapping on anamorphic lens correction, you're going to tap on DOF adapter correction, toggle that on, and now it's going to adjust for the depth of field whenever you're using a real cinema lens, such as one for a Sony camera or an EF mount, which is Canon. If you want to see a dedicated video on this, let me know. I don't currently have this adapter, but I don't mind picking it up if you guys want to see a video on it. So I've been to Orlando a million times now. I have never noticed this little grassy thing. Huh, perfect for photo ops. So speaking of the Camera Assistant app, I want to show you guys how you can monitor your audio while recording video using the native camera app. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go into the camera app. After you have Camera Assistant downloaded, go into the settings, tap on Camera Assistant, scroll all the way to the bottom, toggle on audio monitoring. Now, once this is on and you're using Pro mode, or if you're just using the regular video mode, you should be able to hear the audio being recorded through Bluetooth, HDMI, or USB-C headphones. Basically, whatever audio source you have hooked up to your Galaxy, you should be able to hear the sounds being recorded through. One issue a lot of Samsung people talk about is the fact that you have like a small or slight shutter lag or shutter delay or really slow shutter speed, and it causes you to get blurry photos. Honestly, I don't really have an issue with this, but there is a slight workaround that you can do if you want to capture motion really, really well, and that's to utilize 8K video. Right here, I have an 8K video clip of a bee. Now, in order to capture this bee in motion, it's probably damn near impossible with a Samsung phone because like you're just not going to be able to time it right due to that slight shutter delay. So the easiest way that I have found is to actually just record the video in 8K 30 frames per second, go into your gallery, pause the video, and then go frame by frame until you get the frame that you want. So now once you find the frame that you want, you're going to tap on this little symbol on the left-hand side. It's like a circle with a square and a play button in the middle. It's going to capture a photo. And then using AI, it's going to process that still frame as a JPEG photo and give you a really clean result. I mean, check that out. The Galaxy S24 Ultra can take amazing slow motion video, but there might be a few things that you're not aware of. So here's a few slow motion hacks on how to get the best slow motion video off the S24 Ultra. A lot of people may not know, but the Galaxy S24 Ultra can actually record 4K 120 frames per second video. But if you go under the video tab, then tap on the resolution and frame rate, you're not gonna find it under the regular video mode. Instead, you're gonna have to go under more, then go under Pro Video, then tap on the resolution and frame rate, and that's where you'll find 4K 120. Now, I already have a 4K 120 clip right here. So if I tap on the little eye, you can see that it is 4K 120 frames per second. And if I wanted to slow this down to get really buttery smooth slow motion, I can tap on that pencil icon. That's gonna pull up the editor. I can tap on adjust speed and drop it all the way down to 1/16, and then just drag out the area that I wanna slow down. And when I play it back, you'll see how slow that slow motion is. I mean, look how buttery that looks. That is insanely slow. Once you're happy with the area that you wanna slow down, or if you just want to chop up the clip and make the entire thing slow, you could do that. Once you're happy with it, just tap on save, and you can save it as a copy. That way you can keep the original as it is, and you can always go back and edit that whenever you want to. If you want to slow down any type of frame rate that you can record on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, then here's a hack for you. Nobody is talking about it. I looked on Reddit and nobody knows about this. It's a really cool trick. Let me show you. One thing that I discovered is if you're trying to slow down video clips on the S24 Ultra, it's actually pretty inconsistent. So right here, I have a 4K 24 frames per second clip. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward to some motion here. And if I go into the info, you can see it is shot in 4K 24. And if I go into the editor, I can slow this clip down to 1/4 speed, and it is actually surprisingly very, very smooth. However, I have another 4K 24 clip right here. And if I go into the editor, tap on adjust speed, you can see I'm only limited to 1/2. And if I play that back, look at how choppy that is. Now, traditionally, or more than likely, you're gonna end up with a clip like this, to where you can only slow it down 1/2 speed if you're shooting in 24 frames per second. However, here is a workaround to get silky smooth slow motion video on any frame rate, including 24 frames per second. So using Galaxy AI, I can play back the clip by just touching and holding on the screen, and you can see it is really, really smooth slow motion video. But unfortunately, you cannot save the video clip this way. But there's a workaround, and you actually can. So I searched on Reddit, no one is talking about it, and no one can find out how to slow down a video clip like this. So here's what you do. You're going to go all the way to the beginning of the clip, swipe down, go into your screen recorder, make sure show taps and touches is toggled off, start recording, skip countdown, go ahead and hide the menu there. You're going to play your clip, touch to hide everything, and then touch and hold. Go until you are happy with the segment of the slow motion video. Once you're happy, you're gonna go ahead and release your finger. We'll go ahead and stop the screen recording. From here, we're going to pull up that screen recording. Now we're gonna go into the editor. We're going to shorten it to right when you see my finger tap, and we'll play it back. And now we have silky smooth slow motion video using Samsung AI. It's also using some type of optical flow, obviously, but that's how you can save that silky smooth slow motion when you touch and hold on a clip. So I'm about to go get some ramen. I'm hungry. I'm gonna feed the fluffy monster inside me. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to drop it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content like this, comment with any questions that you might have, and stay tuned, because I think I'm gonna do a low light tips and tricks video, and you guys are gonna love it. So I'm gonna go get some food now.